In the last episode of All About Trailers, we explored the question of which type of lift is the best on a dump trailer. Brad, the engineer from Texas Pride Trailers, clued us in on two of the most important aspects of these lift systems, which those are the speed and the power. So Brad, can you give us a little bit of a recap?
Sure. So with the scissor hoist system, we're going to come in with the fastest lifting cycle overall when the trailer's loaded. But that system is going to come in with the lowest maximum capacity lift. The dual ram system is going to come in with a much higher lifting force, but the speed is going to be significantly slower than the scissor hoist.
Okay.
And then the end dump system is going to come in with a whole lot more lifting force, probably going to have the highest maximum capacity lift, and then the speed's going to fall somewhere in the middle.
And the end dump, that's our telescopic lift.
That's our telescopic, correct.
All right. So if you watched our video on CDLs, I said this: a vehicle should never be loaded beyond the manufacturer's listed gvwr. We're gonna throw that out the window today. But if you didn't see that video, I'll link it in the description below. So Brad, now the question is, how does this pan out in real life? Not everybody has $30,000 to throw at 3 trailers, getting them field tested, and then finding out which one's the best for them. So how are we gonna do this?
So we're going to take these trailers out into the field. We've got some media that we use to load and to test trailers. And so we've got plenty of weight, and we can load them and overload them and overload them some more, and we'll see which one's capable of the highest max capacity lift.
So with that, we're gonna find out what the real limit is. Hopefully we don't break anything in the process.
But destructive testing is my favorite part of engineering.
Okay, well I gotta answer to the guy that pays my paycheck.
Well, and we have to answer to the lawyers too, and so here's the obligatory statement of do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home. Let's dive into it.
Whether you're transporting cargo, dumping loads, hauling cars, moving earth, or hauling just about anything at all, Texas Pride Trailers is behind you all the way.
So at the kind of the top end of the dump cycle, it's going to swap over some of the applied force in the beginning and supply some speed. So we get a faster dump cycle out of this one, but overall it's going to have a little less power. 6,400 on the nose. Hey.
How you doing? Been a long time no see.
How you doing? How's your mama and them?
So we have Joel in the skid steer. We are about to load this thing up, and we're gonna try to push it as hard as we can. Now remember, this is the scissor lift. So this is the one that trades power for speed.
If you had seen this pile when it got hauled out here, I mean, it was all dry white rock, but now it's been sitting up here. We've gotten a ton of rain for the last 2 months, and so now it's all just soaked. This is the scissor hoist dump, 7 by 14 by 4. So like really these taller sidewalls like this are not typically what's used to haul gravel a lot of times, because
No, this would be more for debris.
something that takes up more space.
Yeah.
Because even once we get way past the GVWR, there's going to be lots of room in that dump still. Now the advantage to that is if you're worried about spilling rocks or something like that,
Taking out someone's windshield or, yeah.
You don't have any rocks that are up close to the top rail trying to escape or anything. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to know what the maximum capacity of each lifting system is, which is going to be way over the GVWR, way more than you should ever put in one ever. But you will know what the maximum capacity is.
Probably be stated multiple times through this video. Do not try this at home.
Yeah. For these scissor hoists in particular, it's more important that the weight go over the axle. So when you're hauling something like this that moves when you dump it, it's really important that you dump kind of over the axles and then let the media fall wherever it's going to fall, and get the bulk of your weight more toward the axles, because the way that lifting arm is, it's back, it's lifting just in front of the fender or right at the fender. And so anything that you have in the very front is overhanging weight on that cylinder, and it's basically acting against the lift. It's trying to tilt the trailer in the opposite direction that you want it to go. Yeah, it's not that you can't put any weight in the front. You just want to be careful that the majority of the load is more over the axle. See, he's taking a few loads now and kind of evening it out, getting some more in the front, and that's fine. You just wouldn't want the bulk of your weight in the very front of the trailer. Let him get one more load, and then we could probably check it out.
All right, so we barely added any back to it, and we got to take a tad bit out. So this is our max right here.
Oh, yeah. You good? I think you need to get down here.
I would have already been worn out, so we got a better man on the job.
Whoa. No, I was slipping.
So this thing went 2,760 pounds over the GVWR. Which trailer is this?
Dual cylinder. We'll sacrifice a little bit of the speed that we would get from a normally loaded scissor lift for this one, but
okay,
we should get a little more pushing power with this dual ram setup. 6,000. Those buckets are about 2,000 pounds a piece. Well, I say that. 1,800, 2,000 pounds probably, because it's all wet. You can probably get another load in the back if you don't want it there. The front will probably hold 2 or 3 more, probably 3 more buckets. See it. We gotta go till it stops.
Huh?
We gotta go till it stops.
Well, it stopped.
That's it.
whew. I'm done.
You earn your lunch.
30.
Yeah, you tried to talk to me a while ago when I was all out of breath.
35,000 pounds. This is 15,000 pounds past the GVWR. Whew.
You got to get at least 35,000 in it. The other one got 29. You get 6 more thousand.
One of two things will happen, either it'll pull it or it won't. Say, don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon.
We're gonna put that on your headstone when you die, Ace.
Go get a hose, Ace.
Huh?
Go get a hose.
Go get a hose.
Put a bunch of water in this thing.
Well, I have to drive it to the spigot.
We got some play in the tires going on here.
They're all towed out too.
So you fixing to break my trailer is what you fixing to do.
I tell you what, if it does make it, what's gonna be bad is when you do start to lift this and all of that weight shifts from both of these tires.
I can pull some of it out off the back before we ever come.
Yeah, but then we don't get to see the tires blow. If you shift all of that load onto this back axle, both of them are gonna blow for sure.
No. When you open the gate, some of it.
This trailer weighs less, 1,000 pounds less.
I think we overloaded the trailer. We haven't overloaded the hydraulics.
I think we probably need to call it a day and just weigh this. Don't stand by the tires, please. Or anything back there. Jesus. This turn's gonna be sketchy. I don't either. I've been avoiding walking around the tires for the past 12 loads. I don't think you're gonna go over 50. The other one was, what, 32 total. You got 1,000 pounds less trailer, so 31 with the load plus basically that whole top layer.
Oh, look at that tire. Woo! It is not liking that.
Jesus.
I don't know if you guys can see it right there.
Ace ain't never gonna get that on that scale.
I'm gonna keep my distance right here.
You got about a 6-inch rise going on to that scale too, that he had to gun it to get the other one over. That's because he likes to line up when he's 3 feet away from the scale. Yeah. That's where he likes to try to line up.
And he's cut the wrong way.
He does that quite a bit too. So payload is right around 47,000 pounds. I'm surprised that with as much canter as that wheel had, making the corner coming in, that it didn't break something. She's still rolling.
She is. Telescopic lift is struggling, but it ain't out the game. It is still going. It's still absolutely pushing this thing, and it's gonna go all the way.
There we go.
I think I may need to pull it forward a little bit.
But it's going.
That's it. We got this next stage.
So as you go on the telescopic lift, when you move from the first stage to the second stage, so when you move to the smaller cylinder, you're going to lose some of the force because you have, obviously the larger stage, you have more surface area, more force output. And so when we move to the smaller stage, the trailer's struggling to dump now. So we're going to have to give it a little assistance with a forklift and get it past that initial part of the second stage, and then it'll go on up.
That's insane.
Definitely not designed for 47,000 pounds.
It'll do it every time.
You see where the back end of the frame's bent?
Place over there.
I'm not fixing it.
Huh?
I said, I'm not fixing it.
Yeah, but you're the engineer, so you got to go back and study and see what you can do to modify that back end back there, because you know the customer's going to overload it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. They're going to overload it.
That's still a good trailer race. You can haul hay with
Man, you better know it.
Yeah, it's all bent back.
We need to go home and play Fortnite, guys.
Back to me. Back now.
All right, so we're back from the field test. When it comes to the lifting time of these, the first and foremost was the telescopic lift at 54 seconds. Second was the scissor lift at 59 seconds. The dual ram came in at 1 minute and 43 seconds. Now, these times will be different once it's loaded. Now, the main reason we're all here, the lifting power of these trailers. Telescopic, by far the best. Dual ram came in second, and lastly, the scissor lift. The telescopic lift is a game changer in the dump trailer industry. The dry weight of the truck and the trailer that we pulled onto the scale was 15,440 pounds. And fully loaded, we had this thing at 59,860 pounds. It was about to break. The telescopic lift, though, still wanted to push and push and push, but we had to stop because there were safety hazards about to come into play. On this trailer, we have the rated payload of 14,700 pounds according to its GVWR, which is 20,000 pounds. Deduct the weight of the trailer and it's left with that 14,700. Now, we had something far beyond that in this trailer. We had 29,720 pounds. That's almost 15 tons overloaded. Now, once again, do not try this at home. Do not try this at home. It's not something we recommend to do your trailer. We did this as a one-off to demonstrate that these lifts are capable of more than the GVWR. But even if your trailer can do this one time, doing it over and over and over again, you're just asking for trouble. If you were surprised on how much of a beating these trailers took, so were we. Well, probably not him, because he's the engineer and designed them. But now the question on everybody's mind is what's gonna happen to these poor, tortured beasts? Are they gonna get cleaned up and put back on the sales lot? I don't know, Brad, what's gonna happen to these?
So Texas Pride is not in the business of selling used trailers. And so we had a conversation with the owner and he said, just give them away.
Wow. All right, so we're gonna give these away. 3 trailers, 3 people, or 3 organizations. All we ask to register and be qualified for this is subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Texas Pride's channel, and then also go to www.texaspridetrailers.com/register. Once you're there, they want you to make a video explaining why you or someone you know deserves to win one of these trailers and why they would need it. So with that said, go there before the time is up. The first trailer, April 1st. The second trailer, May 1st. And the third, June 1st. Once again, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And also, do all of that if you just enjoyed Brad being on this channel. We thank you for your time. See you in the next one.